Want to learn about how to use compression in your portrait photography? Let's get to it. What's up everyone, my name is Cincotta. Today I'm here with the Canon RF70-200 F2.8 LIS USM. All right, so here's what we're doing. Let's talk about compression for a second. In your portraits, okay, yes, there's gonna be times you wanna use wide angle lens to bring in all the architecture that's back behind you, but other times you wanna compress those two. So what does that mean? She is, if I had to guess, I'd say she's probably a good 50 to 60 yards from that background. If I go wide with that, what's gonna end up happening is I'm gonna see everything in this background, but it's gonna look really, really small. She's gonna look small, it's gonna look skewed. It's not really gonna look the way I want it to. But by grabbing a lens like a 70-200, what's gonna end up happening is that background is gonna move closer to her, right? We're gonna make them look closer. So this is great if you're out and you're doing portraits in the mountains, let's say, and you don't want that mountain to look super tiny in the background, and you want that to come closer and look larger than life, so to speak. This is where compression is your best friend. So I'm gonna show you two shots. First shot I'm gonna take is with Lauren. We've got our Lauren with her. Wave, Lauren. Our Lauren, she's back. So what we're gonna do is I'll take one with a Canon 2870, just so you can see she's gonna get lost in that frame, right? Because of the lack of compression, but we'll see all the great architecture. But what if I want her more prominent in that frame? Now I'm gonna use a 70-200 and bring her closer, not only closer to camera, but bring that background closer as well. And it really can change the look and feel of your portrait. So let me show you that first image with the 2870. And now let me show you an image with using a 70-200 and compression. So let me get this here, just so it all makes sense. The angle I'm choosing, we've got this lamp post here. I've also got 3 archways in the background. Now, because of my lens choice of 70-200, I'm gonna lose that, okay? And I'm okay with that. I just wanna frame her up in that center one in a vertical shot. So I'm gonna take this shot here. I'm gonna use the light that's available. Beautiful, Lauren. Lauren, pop that hip, give me that pose here. Yep, square up your belly button to me. Body's perfect. Now your face goes off that way. Stunning. Okay, so here we go. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, so I'm working with the light that's here. We're working with available light. And now what I'm getting is her framed up in this doorway, and it's really pulling it in closer together compared to the shot where we're using the wide angle lens and she's getting lost in that. Now, I'm not saying it's an absolute decision one or the other, because I love wide angle shots. I just probably wouldn't take this particular angle with a wide angle. What I would do instead is maybe move her to the front of the library here and square that frame up, because with the wide angle lens, especially with architecture, if you start picking different angles, you'll notice that all your square lines start skewing. That can be a look, an aesthetic, if you will, but it's probably not what you're going for. So when I start using wide angle lenses, I'll square up the frame, meaning I'll have my subject square to that background. So we would shoot face on, and that would at least keep some of those lines more straight, if you will. So I want to keep shooting through this and using the available light. Then what I'm going to do is bring in some strobe and really set this frame off, all right? So let me shoot through this, guys. All right, Lauren, let's rock and roll. Beautiful, hang tight. Love that, looking at me, Lauren. Beautiful. And can you bend that knee more? Okay. I just want to see that curve in the hip. There we go, looking off that other way. I got a shadow on your face, I want to get rid of that. Yeah, there we go, Lauren, beautiful. There we go. Okay, we can really start changing our perspective as we shoot through this, right? And I can also go wide. So in this shot, I'm shooting at 70 millimeters here, and I'm still getting plenty of architecture there, but there's still a level of compression. All right, so here's a 2870, right? So I'm gonna try and frame it up the same and take this shot, and I'm gonna take 2 shots. I'm gonna take it at 50 millimeter, looking away, Lauren, yep, right there. And I'm gonna take it at 28 millimeter, right? So if my camera operator could kindly move out of the way, that'd be really useful, camera operator. All right, because I'm wide, man. Yeah, everything's in focus.
You're not wide, you're skinny.
All right, thank you. All right, here we go, Lauren. So here it is at 28 millimeters, right? So you're gonna see, I'm not saying these are bad shots, but she's completely lost in the frame, and your eye is focusing on everything in that shot. With compression, we're able to really allow our subject to pop off that background. And yes, of course, depth of field, all those things are relevant, but here I'm shooting these at f2.8, it just doesn't have that same pop. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you another place where compression, it'll really make a difference having a 70-200. Here's a place where compression, if you look at a scene like this, right, how do you bring this all together? If you just shoot it square on, I guess you can shoot it with any kind of lens you want, right? Doesn't matter. But how do I add a little bit more depth and dimension to this to get better compression, right? I'm gonna show you what I mean. Let's go, follow me. Lauren, let's have you sit here in this corner and let's work with me through a pose. Yeah, you're gonna face me this way. You wanna stand up for this? Only if you can give me something that kind of matches the vibe of the dress. I like where this is going. Bring that right leg over. Yep, bring your face to me more. I like that. This is working. Okay, I can make that work. All right, so one way to shoot this would be kind of square on. It's not bad. We've got some leading lines in here, but to me, I can make this more interesting using a 7200 and using compression to my advantage. So as we swing out this way, now I'm using this wall as leading lines. I'm using the wall, the seating there, and the lines in the concrete, all to lead me to her. If I shoot this with a wide angle lens, which is what's on this camera right here, we're gonna get everything. We're gonna get the sun, we're gonna get the sky, and the top of that railing is gonna make this look like two separate images, it's just not aesthetically pleasing. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come over here, and now what I'm gonna do, I've got options for both a vertical and horizontal shot. So now what I can do is really zoom in here and change the whole look and feel of this image. Love you looking away, Lauren. That was very stoic. Lift that right elbow just a little. Right there, Lauren. Beautiful. Hold that. Now this has completely changed the look and feel of this shot. This is not going to be able to be had with a wide angle shot. You're going to lose a bunch of this. Keep looking over there. This hand though, Lauren, can it? Yes, much more elegant. Love that. So let me go here. Sneak a peek at me, Lauren. A little more playful. Chin down, chin this way. Right there, eyes on me. Love this, Lauren. Right there, Lauren. Beautiful. Okay, so these I'm getting vertical and I love them. Now what I can do is I can also cheat, and because of compression and the focal length that I'm choosing, this wall now becomes just blur in this lens, okay, which is gonna look completely different if I were using a wide angle. Love this, Lauren. Really love the way this is shaping up. So it's more than just zooming in on a frame and thinking a telephoto lens is just gonna zoom. Yes, it's gonna close the distance between me and Lauren here, but it's also gonna bring that background into focus more. So I want to zoom in more on you now, Lauren. So now what I'm going to be able to do here is really zoom in and compress the background that she's off and get this really beautiful portrait. Stay there. Lift that right elbow. Yeah, go ahead. Whatever you're doing. I love that. Good. Okay. So that is going to give me completely different looks because of the lens I'm using, the compression I'm getting. But more importantly, it's not just, if I set her up on a blank background, there's no compression, right? So it's understanding the elements that are behind your subject and how you can merge those two and bring them closer together to make a better portrait. So now, final bonus, what I want to do here is take that same shot we were taking before, but let's introduce some flash to it. So let's go. Gorgeous. Yes. Lauren, this hand's too big, looking too big. Pull it back. Yeah, I like that. Good. Turn your chest more to your right. Yes, there we go. Chin down. Gorgeous, gorgeous. Lauren, relax this hand. It's getting too wide on me. Yep. This hand, what if it's here? Yes. Gorgeous. Stay there. Right there, Lauren. Stay with me. Eye contact. There we go. Looking away again. Chin up. Love that, Lauren. Let your chest rotate this way a little more. Yes. Keep your little more. Push on it. Gorgeous, Lauren. Chin down. Love that. All right, so just as a kind of recap on this, we're using the FJ400, right? We showed you compression, but then I wanted to add that little bit of zhuzh to it, if you know what I mean? So we gave it that little extra something by bringing in flash. In using the flash, I've got plenty of other videos on flash, look at that, but we're using both compression and off-camera flash to separate our subject from the background to get a very distinctive look. And if you look at any of my work, you'll see that kind of unique look that we have. This is how we do it. So hope you learned something from this. We'll see you in the next video.